Hello and welcome to Blogsprout. I'm LJ and today I'm going to go through my month 9 income report for my niche site. So this is for September of 2022. I have written and reported this information starting at the beginning of 2022 in January, which is essentially when I created the site. So you can look at the playlist to find all the previous income reports, but there will be a summary at the end. So what this video is going to cover are the major milestones, which unfortunately for this month there weren't really any, the number of articles published, the page views, the search console results, then we'll get into the income, expenses, and then any problems and lessons learned I have and goals for next month. So the major milestones. I didn't have any major milestones, so we're just going to look straight into the goals. So I published at least So these are the goals I had for month 9. I published over 30 articles. I got 250 in affiliate revenue. I was hoping to reach 100,000 page views, which I reached last month according to Google Analytics, but I didn't this month, which is a bummer. Have over $2,000 in ad revenue, which I achieved. Have over a $30 EPMV, which is also achieved. But I wanted to edit all of the video ad placeholders, and I just haven't gotten to the video content yet. Like I said, major milestones, I didn't have any. So the major activities, I didn't do anything that new or unusual with my site. But the major things that happened were the helpful content update finished and the September core update were in effect. So the number of articles, I published a ton of articles this month. I had 65 total articles. Again, I do have a VA that helps me out with a few of those articles, but the majority came from me. And generally speaking, they're 1,000 words on average. So the page views, what we see here is over the entire course of the site. So according the right column here is for Zoic, which you can't really see behind my image, and then on the left is Google. So in August you saw that in Google I had 101,000 page views, which is awesome. But this month I saw 100,000 page views for Zoic, but only 91 for Google. So I'm not sure where that discrepancy really comes from, but I kind of, would say it's comparable in terms of traffic because of the way that it's being displayed. So Google Analytics, what we see here is the comparison of the previous month to the current month. So according to Google Analytics, I lost 15% of my users, 9% of page views, but interestingly enough, my session duration was almost up 25%. So I was getting less traffic, but the traffic I was getting was higher quality. They visited more pages, they had a lower bounce rate, something that's very interesting to note. So if we look at the Zoic page views month over month, so this is month 9 versus month 8, you'll see that, according to everything down here, everything was going up. The page views were up 10%, engaged page views were up 8.5%, visits were up almost 10%. Which, is really good to see. So if we look at the overall Zoic page views, what we see here is that the site is on a nice uptrend from the beginning of the year. But as you can see at the beginning of September, or during August, I was kind of in a slight downtrend, and then the beginning of September hit and I spiked up, but then around middle September, I came right back down. So I'm really hoping that I don't see that downward trend through October, but it is hard to predict. So if we look at the traffic sources for Zoic and for month 9, what we see in the top right is September, month 9, and the bottom is in August. So as you can see, the percentage of traffic is about the same. It's only 0.3% different from Google, 0.1 in DuckDuckGo, exactly the same in Yahoo, a little bit different in Bing. But what I'm gathering from this is that my click-through rate essentially, or my rankings or whatever is causing that decrease is going down pretty much equally across all these platforms, which is something I don't quite understand, don't really have a theory for at the moment. If we look at the Google Search Console results, we'll see that it's pretty evidently going down from my clicks, but I would have assumed that the percentage of Google traffic would have gone down with it, but it didn't. So now we can look at those Search Console results. So over the course of the entire site, I'm almost at 250,000 clicks, 7.5 million impressions with an average position of 10.5. But as you can see here, again, in that September timeframe, is that I was seeing the impressions continue to slightly go up, which means to me that most of my results are still, on that first page, but they're changing levels on the first page, which is significantly impacting the click-through rate. So what I think happened is at the beginning of August, something happened with my site. Google didn't like it as much, it started to drop rankings, but then maybe as a new update rolled out or finished, it bounced my content back up higher on the first page, which led to those higher clicks, but then something happened where it went right back down. So again, I at least want to see this impression, stay the same, so at least I have a chance. If it's still on the first page, I can hopefully try to improve the click-through rate, change the title, something like that, to make people engage with my content. But with the clicks going down, I just really don't want to see this kind of crash in the next month. So if we look at month 9 versus month 8, we had, again, the same amount of impressions, but only slightly higher number of clicks, with a higher average position, higher click-through rate, which is all great. But again, in this solid line, we see it go up and down. So it didn't actually result in that much of an improvement from the previous month. So if we look at Bing Webmaster, this has kind of been pretty consistent. If you'll pay attention to my earlier videos, this big gap in the middle is because I had something wrong with my robots.txt when I changed my theme. But I see this, kind of weekly pattern going up, impressions and click-through rate continuing to go up. So that's good. If we look specifically at the month, we can't really see anything that much of value, but again, we kind of see it going up, week by week. So if we look at SEMrush, we look at the keywords, my percentage of informational, transactional have all been about the same for the last few months. The traffic and keyword numbers and volumes are continuing to go up, which is good. I'm hoping that I'm publishing content that, has keywords ranking for it. But my content is, mostly informational and some which it considers transactional. I wouldn't call it transactional, but apparently it does. But yeah, I do have quite a bit of this informational and some that's slightly more affiliate based. So last month, I had made a comment that I lost a bunch of featured snippets. I had been around 400 or so and went down to 53, but it looks like I gained those snippets back this month. So I'm curious if I saw this, that increase and decrease was because of the featured snippets. Maybe in SEMrush, it noticed that these featured snippets went up, but it didn't quite gather that it went down yet. So it'll be interesting to see if October, if I lose that again, because it's very possible that jump could just be from getting featured snippets. So we'll keep an eye out on that. But the keywords, image, everything is continuing to go up on the SEMrush results. So if we look at the keyword positions, it shows 610. There were 610 total changes. I don't quite understand why this, fewer declined than last month. We had almost 40% less keywords that declined and 50% less that were just lost entirely. But there were fewer that improved. So there are less that improved, but less loss. I can't really rationalize why that happened. So Uber suggests, I now have a domain authority of 16 compared to 12 from last month. It's showing that my referring domains went up, my backlinks went up, which is definitely a good sign. The SEMrush authority also went up from 43 to 42. And the backlink profile is about the same as it was according to SEMrush. But here's the distribution of the backlink domain authority. Most are in the 21 to 30, but you see I have quite a few that are slightly over that. So if we look at the Google backlinks, this was a very interesting result for me, is that I over quadrupled my external links. It looks like many of them came from a specific site, but it's still a really big difference. I was seeing, just steady, slow growth in Google backlinks, and then something happened this month which caused it to spike. So it'll be interesting to see if in October that goes back down, if I keep those links. But one thing I want to mention, and I'm looking for kind of some advice here, is that in my link analysis for my Google Search Console, it said I had a backlink from Google itself, and I have no idea where that could come from. Does anybody know what it means if you have a google.com backlink? Please let me know. So if we look at the Bing backlinks, there was also some significant growth according to Bing. I over tripled my referring domains and pages. I'm not sure what happened. My guess is that increase in September really pushed up those rankings, and while it was in those top positions, it gained a bunch of links, and then it dropped back down. But I would think that those backlinks would help, so it wouldn't drop down as much, but I'm not totally sure. So if we look at income, the total income for the month was $3,252.42. So this is my first month ever hitting $3,000 of total income. We'll see the net profit at the end because I do have Ezoic Premium and my VAs. So if we look at the ads overview, this is the ads overview of my Ezoic profile. So like I mentioned, I have the premium ad program for Ezoic. But I also have Google AdSense mediation. So just with regular Ezoic, as we see on the bottom, I had $1,667.10. Through Google AdSense mediation, I had $670.02. And then the premium ad partners are $385.13. So that was a total earnings of $2,722.23. For just the ads. So that led to a $30.76 EPMV. So I finally reached that $30 EPMV this month. Of course, it was with premium ads. So if we look at Ezoic, again, we see that $2,700, the EPMV, total visits, and here we see those page views over 100,000. But we kind of see again that up and down phenomena this month. So Google AdSense mediation was fairly consistent throughout the month, but you'll see at the beginning and the end we were slightly lower. So Amazon affiliates, I did pretty well this month. Last month was low for the affiliate revenue, and I'm not quite sure why, but the month before, Amazon had increased ad rates, which are coming back for the end of the year. But I don't think they started in September yet. So this was just naturally gaining, quality affiliate commission. So it was a total of $480. 462 of those dollars were actually from ordered products. And I also had some bounties of Prime free trials or the 1 week free trial or 1 week $2 trial or whatever it is. And there's a total shipped revenue of $11,000, $489.70 with an 11.7% conversion. What's interesting here is that from the beginning of the month, we do see a pretty good increase. I don't know where my cursor is. Yeah, pretty good increase in the clicks. But if we can tell, there's a slight decrease in the clicks. And the more clicks, for me at least, usually generate more revenue. So I had a new affiliate, and this month I earned $50 from it. There's a $1,000 sale amount, so it's only about a 5% commission rate, but it provides another option for those affiliate products that I do recommend. So I figured I would put it in there. It's kind of an ad style affiliate link because it comes with coupons on this particular program. The way the commission works is you can promote, special coupons for the services they offer. So I figured I could, try to at least encourage people if they're looking for another option. This is a way to go that'll save them a little bit of money. And it seemed to work. I got $50 from it. So the EPMV, which again is the ad earnings over the visits, according to Zoic, was $30.76. But if we include the total earnings, which includes the affiliate revenue, that's $36.76. So what were my expenses? I had $270 of expenses this month. That was due to a VA, which I paid $50, 2 times $25, and a Zoic premium for $220. I think I'm in the 3rd star program. I'm not entirely sure what the $220 yields, but I think next month I'll be in the higher group if my site continues to grow. So that yields a net monthly profit of $2,982.42. So I didn't quite hit $3,000 of total revenue, of net income. But I'm still proud of my site for where it is right now, because that's a great number. That's a great extra chunk of change, to save for a house and everything that I'm trying to do right now. So lessons learned. There's not much in this section compared to previous months because I really didn't do much. The only problems I really faced was that up and down pattern of the updates, and I think that's just due to the multiple updates being rolled out in the same time. Fortunately, I'm not seeing a cliff drop off. Google's at least giving me the chance to kind of rebound from the, from the updates, but it is something that I'm going to have to keep an eye out for, and I just hope doesn't continue next month. So I don't really have any lessons learned because I haven't really learned much about why I'm seeing the problem I saw before. My site was operating fine. Things have been going well on that site. So the goals for month 9, again, I always have 30 articles for each. Goals for month 10, actually, for October. 30 articles. Since I had that 480, it'd be awesome if I could reach $500 in affiliate revenue. But I really don't want to go below this 80,000 page view mark. I know I'm on a slight decrease, so I lowered that target, hopefully to kind of keep at a level field. Knowing that we're going into Q4, I'm hoping that even with the lower page views, I can still maybe achieve the $2,500 in ad revenue and maintain over that $30 EPMV, but we'll see. I'm still going to keep that edit the video placeholders because I know I should do it and I know I need to do it. I just haven't gotten around to do it. But I really want to focus on updating some of the, most relevant articles in terms of timing, the ones that are most time sensitive, as well as the ones that we're bringing in traffic that lost a bit of rankings. I've checked a couple of the keywords. I don't have a tracker, so I may think of investing in that next month just because it is really hard to go through individually and figure out where the decrease came from, if it was anywhere in particular or if it was the entire site. So the main watchouts is the slow decreasing of traffic that I saw before September, and now the decrease I'm seeing in the end of September. So here's the overview of the entire month, or the entire year thus far. And what we'll see is this site has made a total profit of $9,055.17, which is amazing. I'm so happy to see that in my first year. Of course, I'd love to get the site to make, $10,000 a month, but we'll see if it ever gets there. I know I'm still a ways away because I only reached that $3,000 mark in revenue and just in revenue this month, and haven't even achieved $3,000 in profit. But in total, I have spent $1,500 on the site, which is crazy to me because it doesn't feel like I've spent much money, but the hosting and the themes and upgrading the hosting, that all adds up. And I'm still, paying $10 a month in the long term for the hosting and things like that. And now I'm paying for premium. So that's really what's causing the addition in expenses. And I have that VA, which I've been paying as well. But I now have a total of over 300 articles, 327 total, and I'm not done. I think I've mentioned before that this year I'm just trying to create kind of this large database of all the information, and then I'm going to expand into some more competitive, or yeah, just some more competitive keywords, because right now I'm just trying to be as thorough as possible. There's a category that I'm focusing on, and I'm really just writing everything I can about that. So I have the content planned out. Some of it's more competitive than others, but I really want to strategize after I have this kind of catalog built out, how I can kind of bring in some more traffic. On a side note, um, specifically in this exact time, if you're watching this later, I do apologize, but I'm going to be releasing my public case study. It's not really going to be much of a case study because it's just going to be kind of a demo site where I kind of show you how I set up my site and how you can set up ads. It's just a way for me to like go through and really show you how to physically do these things, what I do for my SEO, how I get approval, how I get a Zoic set up, how I add videos, kind of just everything that I do. So it's really going to be a demo site from that perspective. But I also am working on 2 other sites, one which I'm not really going to be taking much of the reins on. I have a friend that's going to be working on some of the content, but I don't expect it's going to be all that big too soon, just because time is limited at the moment. But we'll see if that goes anywhere. But I personally am working on another site that eventually I will have second income reports for, so you can kind of follow along with that process as well, for whatever information you're looking for. So that's all I have for the month of September of 2022. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, please like and subscribe if you like this content. It definitely helps keep me motivated, because it's really not easy, even though these seem low effort, to create these videos and edit them and publish them and find the time to record them, especially with the dog that needs a lot of attention and scheduling issues. So the more you comment and engage, the more motivated I am to create this content. But very shortly, there's going to be a bunch of content up on this demo site to show you how I go through everything, how I make my articles, my brand swapping technique, which will be really useful, I think, for a lot of you. And I'm really excited to kind of see where this goes. And now that the site at the moment is in a pretty good place, I'd like to explore and expand into a different site, just so it can protect me from, any Google updates or things like that. And there's no saying that the other site won't get hit at the same time, but you just have, you're diversifying your income and your portfolio. So I'm certainly not slowing down on this site at all. I'm going to continue to work to bring it back up and get it to where I think it can be, which I think at least it can reach 250,000 visits a month. But I have to get there, and I have to find the right content and get everything out there in order to bring that traffic. So, as always, thanks for watching. I'm LJ, and this is Blog Sprout, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.